The middle part of the brain, the parietal lobe, helps a person identify objects. Alright, let's break down the parietal lobe in everyday terms. Think of it as the brain's control center for spatial awareness and sensory information. So, when you're reaching for something on a table without looking, it's your parietal lobe that helps you nail that movement and grab the right spot. It's also like your brain's GPS, figuring out where your body is about things around you. If you close your eyes and flick your hair, you can thank your parietal lobe for that precision. And that aha moment when you suddenly understand a concept, the parietal lobe is on the case, helping with comprehension and putting the pieces together. So in a nutshell, the parietal lobe is the brain's backstage manager for spatial sense, touch, and making sense of the world around you. The occipital lobe is the back part of the brain that is involved with vision. The occipital lobe, think of it as your brain's visual hub. It's like the backstage VIP area for everything related to what you see. When you're watching a movie, taking in a sunset, or scrolling through memes, it's the occipital lobe that's front and center. It's a bit like a high-tech processing center. The eyes capture all those scenes and colors, and the occipital lobe steps in to make sense of it. Ever wondered how you recognize faces, read words, or watch a movie? Yup, that's the occipital lobe doing its thing. So, next time you're appreciating a work of art or navigating through a crowded space, give a mental nod to your occipital lobe. It's the visual maestro in your brain. The cerebellum plays a role in motor movement regulation and balance control. Alright, let's talk about the cerebellum. It's like the unsung hero of coordination in your brain. Picture it as the master choreographer for your body movements. So, when you're walking, grabbing a slice of pizza, or even doing a little dance, the cerebellum is working behind the scenes to keep you smooth and steady. It's not just about looking good on the dance floor. The cerebellum also fine-tunes your motor skills. Ever tried to write neatly or throw a ball accurately? The cerebellum is the brain region giving you that precision. And believe it or not, it's a key player in balance. So, whether you're on a tightrope figuratively or literally, riding a bike, or just standing on one foot, your cerebellum is there, making sure you stay upright. In short, the cerebellum is your brain's personal dance instructor and movement maestro, making sure your body grooves through life with finesse and coordination. The spinal cord's main purpose is to carry nerve signals throughout our body. Alright, let's chat about the spinal cord. It's like the information highway connecting your brain to the rest of your body. Picture it as the communication superhighway for messages between your brain and the rest of you. So, when you decide to wiggle your fingers, your brain sends a quick memo down the spinal cord to make it happen. The same goes for feeling sensations, touch, pain, temperature. All those messages travel up the spinal cord to let your brain know what's going on in the outside world. It's a bit like a smart cable connecting your computer, your brain, to all the devices, your body parts. Whether it's a reflex like jerking your hand away from something hot, or a deliberate action like doing a cartwheel, the spinal cord is the messenger making it all possible. In a nutshell, the spinal cord is the go-between, ensuring your brain and the rest of your body are in constant communication, keeping you in the loop about what's happening, and letting you interact with the world around you. Temporal lobes are involved in short-term memory, speech, musical rhythm, and some degree of smell recognition. Alright, let's talk about the temporal lobe. It's like your brain's own DJ, dealing with all things sound and a bit of memory magic. So, when you're jamming to your favorite tunes, or catching the latest podcast gossip, you can thank your temporal lobe. It's not just about music and podcasts. The temporal lobe is also the memory manager. Ever reminisce about your favorite childhood snack or recall a funny moment? The temporal lobe is pulling those memories out of its brain filing cabinet. And here's the cool part. It's the headquarters for understanding language. So, when you're chatting with a friend, processing what they're saying, that's the temporal lobe at work, turning sounds into meaning. In a nutshell, the temporal lobe is the brain's DJ, memory maestro, and language decoder, making sure you groove to the sounds of life and remember the beats that matter. The frontal lobe is the part of the brain that controls high-level cognitive skills and primary motor functions. Last but not least, let's dive into the frontal lobe. It's like the CEO of your brain,
overseeing all things decision-making, personality, and planning. So, when you're making choices, expressing yourself, or plotting your next move, the frontal lobe is taking charge. Think of it as the control center for your personality. Ever wondered why you have a unique sense of humor, or why you're a natural-born planner? The frontal lobe is where a lot of that individuality comes from.
It's also the taskmaster for decision-making. From choosing what to wear in the morning to picking a career path, the frontal lobe is the brain region working behind the scenes, making sure you're making sound decisions. And when it comes to social skills, understanding others' emotions, empathizing, yep, that's the frontal lobe flexing its social muscles. In short, the frontal lobe is like the brain's CEO, handling personality, decision-making, and social skills, ensuring you navigate the world with your unique flair.